It's all the above, best believe we do it better. I want the fame, the fortune, all the above. I want the checks, the moolah, all the above. From Philadelphia to New York, all the above. Man, tell them other stations they don't do it like us. I want the fame, the fortune, all the above. I want the checks, the moolah, all the above. From Philadelphia to New York, all the above. Man, tell them other stations they don't do it like us. What up?
What's up, guys? It's your girl, Angel Marie from All of the Above, and I am joined here today by hip-hop soul artist, Miss Storm. How are you?
Hey, I am doing well, Queen. Thank you so much for having me on your platform. I'm so excited to talk to you today.
Hey, I'm excited to talk to you as well, and we're going to get into everything revolved around Miss Storm. Are you ready to hop into it?
Yes, let's do it. Let's do it.
All right. So first and foremost, what inspired you to pursue a career in music?
Oh, good question. To be all the way honest with you, music has always been my first love. Like ever since I was like 3 or 4 years old, according to my parents, I was dancing and singing around to Madonna and Michael Jackson in my pamper. It's just like it's always been my first love. Like my favorite way to communicate and express myself has been through poetry, And what I do is rhythm and poetry, rap, hip hop, R&B, soul. It's all poetry at the end of the day. And that's how I communicate. It's my best way. Yeah.
Hey, music is the universal language, right? So it works.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Now I'm curious, how did you develop your stage name? Where did Miss Storm come from? What's the origin of that?
Another great question. I honestly, most of the time when I get asked that question, I say because I can sing and rap up a storm. But to be all the way honest, back in the early '90s, I was in a hip hop soul group called the Underworld, from my hometown in Northern Ohio, Warren, Ohio. Shout out to Ohio because I know they're gonna be tuning in. I get so much love from home, and I'm just so grateful. But I was in that group and we were all kind of like X-Men characters. We had Magneto, we had Iceman, we had Wolverine, and I was the only female in the clique. And I was just, I'm a Black queen. I'm representing the motherland. It's like Oral Monroe. So Africa Queen Storm. There it is.
I love that. I like how it's two versions of it, but they both are dynamite responses. I like that.
Thank you.
And when it comes to your music, what kind of message do you like to relate through your music? What do you hope your audience gets out of it when they hear Miss Storm songs?
Another great question, girl. You're getting the good questions, okay?
Yeah.
That is so important to me. I am a positive woman. I'm a woman of God. I believe in evoking emotions during my music. I talk about a lot of political things. I don't know if you heard any of my hip hop stuff, but majority of my hip hop stuff is based on real life experiences that we're going through as a people here in the United States, as women of color, men of color, and all of the police brutality that we deal with, and the racism, and all the many, many, many battles that we fight as a people. I talk about that stuff because someone has to, and it affects me. I have children. I'm a mother of 4, 3 boys, 1 daughter, and being a mother first, I have to talk about things that affect my household. I have to talk about things that affect my community. So I do talk about a lot of political stuff. I'm an activist. And then when my R&B, I like to get us feeling good. I like to remind us of the barbecues and our culture and our line dances and all the great things that we do and contribute to this culture through our creativity, whether it's singing, dancing. So a lot of my R&B, you will find that it's barbecue music. That's what I think I'm getting labeled as now. Like this Storm is making barbecue music. Like every summer I plan on dropping a hit that you're going to play at the barbecue. We're going to do the line dance. We're going to do the electric slide too. We're going to have a good time. We're going to have a good time.
I mean, that don't go out of style because every year everybody let them some barbecue, family reunions, the block parties, all that good stuff. So, I mean, that's a good marketing tool right there in itself.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
speaking of your music, you recently released a new Southern Soul record called Come and Play.
Yes.
What can you tell us about Come and Play, and what's the overall vibe of that particular song?
I know you've been hustling. That's okay. You're gonna make time.
Again, it's definitely electric slide. It's definitely barbecue. But the real story of the backstory briefly of how Come and Play came about was I'm literally recently divorced, and my husband, my ex husband. He was a workaholic. I felt like he never put me first. I felt like he was, everything came before me. And I wrote him a letter. This derived from a letter. I pretty much was telling him, I've been patient, I've been loyal, I've been kind, but I need you to do something to make this thing, jail. I can't make this work by myself. And I took him with me to the studio. I'm here in Atlanta, Georgia, but we recorded with multi-platinum producer Heartbeats in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. And I took him with me and wrote the letter and sung the letter. And he was just like, that's how you feel? I'm like, yeah, this is kind of like the ultimatum here. And we decided to part ways. So the good thing is this record is blowing up. Like, it is blowing up. It's playing right now on almost all of the Southern Soul radio stations in the South, from the Carolinas to Florida. But at the same time, I'm going through a divorce right now.
It's like a bittersweet moment, right? Because it's like it's your real life, but everyone is loving it.
This is my real life, and I never thought that this song would jump the way that it's jumping and people will relate to it the way they are. It still feels good, because one thing about Southern Soul, you could be talking about your dog just died, your grandmama just died, and we about to have a heart attack. But the music and the dialect that we're going to talk about it in is like, okay, well, I'm going to dance through this thing. It's hard, but how to twist that thing. You got to flip it.
That's why I'm curious. Now, is your ex-husband, is he like, all right, come on now, Miss Storm, you got to take that down? Because he knows about him, or is he just letting it rock out?
He's very, very, very well aware that it's about him. And he's congratulated me on the success of it. And, he's not a hater. He's not a hater. He's not a bad guy. I don't have not one thing bad to say about him. He just wasn't my guy. He just wasn't my guy. Once the excitement goes and I'm telling you I'm not happy and you're not trying to do anything, it's time to go. I believe in loving myself first. And I feel like every woman and every man too, this goes both ways. It's not just female. If a woman, you telling her, hey, I need more quality time, but things ain't working out and she's not willing to do that, I mean, it's time to start looking at stage left.
Yeah, you gotta put me first, right?
Put me first.
See, we love a good sport. Shout outs to him.
Yes, absolutely. Shout out to him.
You've constantly been categorizing your music as like that good Southern soul barbecue kind of music, and you categorize yourself and define yourself as a hip hop soul artist. I feel like we don't hear that too often. How do you define hip hop soul?
You in when they turn around, flashlights on us and scream it out. When the second car pull up behind us and they wrestle us down to the ground.
That is a great question. And you know what's so funny? A lot of us don't even realize we listen to a lot of hip hop soul all the time. James Brown was hip hop soul. UGK, Pimp C was hip hop soul. Lauryn Hill, that's hip hop soul. Missy Elliott, Missy Elliott is a lot of things, but you definitely can put her in the box with hip hop soul. I mean, we've been doing hip hop soul since,
the beginning of time.
For ages, but there's really not anyone categorizing it as that, because I can't just be a hip hop artist because I can blow. I can sing. I sing. Okay. But you can't just call me no singer because I flow. I'll be flowing now. I'm going to spit some fire now. Excuse me. Yeah. So, hip hop soul is kind of like, it kind of like covers all of the areas from my Southern soul to but I do a little bit of rock. I do a little bit of, I'm from Ohio. We're from the heart of it all. So we do a little bit of everything, you know what I mean? But hip hop soul covers a lot of it. Yeah.
That's true. And being a hip hop soul artist and the fact that you literally do so many different genres and categories, how would you describe your evolution as an artist?
Oh, I've never been asked that before. Honestly, I don't think I can describe it any other way than what you just said, evolution. I'm evolving as I get older, as I experience more things in life, as I go through more things in life, as I witness more things and observe more things and learn more things, my music evolves because of what I'm going through. I was just telling my best friend the other day, I said, girl, there's so many songs that we sing when we're young, especially growing up in the church, like His Eyes on the Sparrow and Amazing Grace. We don't understand those songs. We just sing them because they're passed down to us in the hymn book and our family sing them and stuff. But as you get older, music starts to resonate with you a lot different. You're like, oh my God, I once was blind, but now I see. So, as we age, our stories become more mature and we have more to talk about. So it's just all about evolution. It's all about evolving. I believe in evolving regularly.
I can dig it. And also your consulting agency, Ear Candy Productions, you produced and released a series called Black History Month Cyphers. What Tell
Yes.
us about that? What inspired this creation for those who don't know what Black History Month Cypher is?
Oh, what's so funny? That's a real deep story. I moved here from Ohio back in 2012. And I came here with hopes of, signing with a label that I was working with and writing for and stuff like that. Got here, the label kind of like I can't say who the label is because they're under a lot of scrutiny, right?
Uh-oh.
Under mass scrutiny. So if I say that, you should know who I'm talking about off the rip. But yeah, the deal didn't go the way it was supposed to go, and I ended up just staying here. I had nowhere to stay. I was homeless. Me and my children was like sleeping at the YMCA, bathing at Planet Fitness. It was really crazy. But while I was going through this homeless stretch, trying to get my life together and get situated here in Georgia, I met some of the most amazing homeless people. And it's so much I can say about that. But what I'll say is these homeless people, during the month of Black History Month, were out there singing and rapping and reciting poetry. And it moved me and helped me. Like, it reminded me of why I'm here, while I'm here in existence, why I'm here in Georgia, why this is home, why this is where I'm supposed to be. And I actually recorded like them doing their thing for Black History Month. So it started with me and my children being homeless, feeding the homeless, being out there with the homeless. And it's just something that I just kept going. And then I incorporated as I started to network and meet independent artists, rising artists, aspiring artists here in Atlanta. I started to pull certain ones that I thought that didn't have enough spotlight into my ciphers and kind of like highlight them too. So it kind of like transitioned into that. But it started off with just homeless people. It started off with me spotlighting the talents of these homeless people that people would look by every day and not realize how dope they were.
Wow. I was not
Yeah.
expecting that response. That
Yeah.
that has a very deep meaning. Oh my gosh, that is
Yeah.
beautiful. That
Yeah.
honestly flows right into my next question because I was going to ask, what kind of impact do you hope or do you wish that Black History Month Cyphers has on the community, on the viewers, the listeners, and the participants?
Absolutely. My main objective, like we were just talking about with the Black History Month ciphers, is to make sure that we remind ourselves of how great we are. So I have rules for every cipher I do. There's no profanity. You have to be uplifting the culture in every conversation that you're having. You have to do your research. And it's funny because I've had people that I thought were dope artists, especially lyricists and rappers, that have turned the opportunity down because they refuse to do it without profanity, or they didn't know enough about our culture and our history as a Black artist to where they felt like they wasn't equipped with the right knowledge to join the ciphers. So yeah, ultimately I really want to inspire the youth to say, hey, there are dope artists who are not just, you don't have to just be showing your boobs, showing your butt, talking about twerking, at least for 1 month, 1 month, 28 days, 28 days out the year. Let's focus on paying homage to our ancestors, to our elders, the one who's paved the way for us, and talk about and remind our audience of how special we are.
Yes, that's powerful. And that
Yes,
happens. Are you doing anything special for Juneteenth? Are you bringing that back for Juneteenth?
I normally don't because I be so busy. I also do sync licensing. So around June, July, new movies coming out. Excuse me. New opportunities to do sync licensing. So I don't have the time. I wish I could do it every month. Like I've been offered a program on like different networks, NBC, all type of networks to do it full time. I don't have the time to do it full time, not at this very moment. So no, I only do it for one time, once a year. Every February. We start recording in around October because it's a lot. We have live bands, we have studios, the cameras, lighting, the crew. So we normally start recording around October, and then I release everything for Black History Month.
Ooh, love that. Well, I mean, that's going to keep the people coming because they only get it within those
That's
28
it.
days.
That's it. That is it. We're going to do it on February, and we're going to rock out for them 28 days.
Boom, there we go. Now, I need to know throughout the course of your journey as a music artist, What would you say is one challenge that you have faced and how did you overcome that? I know you told us the story of how you were homeless when you did that move, but is there anything else that has been a challenge, or would you say that has been your greatest challenge thus far?
Nah, that definitely wasn't my greatest challenge. I've been homeless multiple times, just trying to, so when I was 16, I left home. I left home at 16, and I was touring briefly with Kirk Franklin and the family, and then I got pregnant. And then I went back home. And then after I had my daughter, I took my daughter and I went back on the road again, by myself, just me and my daughter. And I was going to St. Louis. I was pretty much I started off in the Midwest, Indiana, Chicago, St. Louis, which was within 8 hours of where I was from, in Ohio. And I would go to different studios. Sometimes I would sleep in these studios, just trying to get my name out there, just trying to get a song, placed, trying to get placements with these major artists, trying to just get my foot in the door. And a lot of people, they see me and they see what I'm driving and they see who I'm with, and they be like, man, you doing it. I'll be like, but baby, it's been some rough times. It's been
Yep.
some rough times. I really fought hard to get to where I'm at. I'm not the one that's sleeping my way to the top. No disrespect to nobody that is, but I respect myself, and I have different, morals, and I just certain things I'm not willing to do. But at the same time, there's things that I am willing to do that other people be like, girl, I ain't willing to do that. I would sleep outside next to the garbage can to get this interview. I would sleep outside next to the garbage can to meet this exec that's coming out that can change my life and put some food on my table and put some clothes on my baby's back. So oh girl, I don't even know where to begin.
Lot of sacrifice.
Some of it has been, yeah, some of it has been so devastating when I think back on it now, 15 years later. Like, what the hell was I thinking? Like, I was putting myself, my child in danger. What the hell? I wasn't thinking. I was feeling. I knew this is what I was supposed to
You
do. I
was
knew
hungry.
I was feeling, yeah. So, but girl, yeah, I say, moving here was definitely a big step because I have no one here. Like, I didn't have any friends here, no family here, no place here. Like, but I knew in my back of my mind that this was going to change my life and that this is what I needed to do. I knew it. Sometimes I tell everyone, just jump out on faith. If you can't stop thinking about it, and if it's in the back of your mind all the time, you have dreams about it. I think we as a people have dreams about stuff all the time, and we be like, oh, that was just a dream. No, it was a little more than that. It was given to you for a reason. So, I follow my gut. It's been saved my life.
Follow your instinct, y'all. Follow the instinct. Now, on the
Yeah.
flip side of that, what would you say has been the most memorable or your favorite moment throughout your journey so far?
Ooh. Mm. Let me say this before I say that. As an artist, we all have someone that we admire. We all have another artist or producer or actress or someone that we look up to or that inspired us. I will tell every single person that if you ever get in the opportunity or a chance to get in the room with any person that has inspired you in your career, you might want to think twice. You never should meet your heroes, because then you'll keep having this amazing idea of who you believe them to be and who you think they are, and you'll just be, blown away by their craft. But then sometimes when you meet people, you got to remember we're all humans. We all are just regular, flawed human beings with, whatever issues that we have in our life that we're dealing with and coping with. So I've met a lot of my heroes. I want to sit here and say, I met such and such, and this was such an amazing experience for me.
They killed your vibe.
Oh, sorry. Yes, very much so. I've met almost every person. Besides, the only person I have not met that has inspired me that is alive is Missy Elliott. I haven't met her yet, but I know the opportunity is going to come because I know everyone that she knows. Just haven't had the opportunity yet. But living wise, everyone that's alive that inspired me, I've had the opportunity to meet or work with or collaborate with or, just be a fly on the room with. And they were exciting times.
You like to say the least.
To say the least, those were some exciting times. But I would say, if I had to say one, I had the chance to work in Studio A in Motown, which is the old Motown studio in Detroit. And working in that studio, it was just so amazing being around all this history from the 70s and the 80s, and when Motown had a, Aretha Franklin and what's his name, light skin,
Smokey Robinson.
yeah, Smokey Robinson, and just being in the room that they made all these hits. They could have like a smoke room and being in all these different rooms and just hearing the stories and being around all of this culture. That was really when I really realized, man, I'm really doing it. Like I've been to a lot of studios, but once I was in there working with those engineers and actually making hits, I was like, man, I'm living my dream. Like I'm really doing this. Like, oh my God, I'm here. Look around. Like, that was really awesome. That was
Hey,
awesome.
that is dope.
Yeah,
I need to go to Motown. I want to visit Motown so bad. I'm gonna have to do that.
Hitsville. I believe they turned into a museum now.
Yep, it's a
I
museum now. I
believe
gotta go
so.
visit.
Yeah, I
I don't
was
do
in
no
there
music,
before
so I
it
don't need
was
to
a
produce no
museum.
songs.
Yeah, but I think so. I think they have it as a museum now. I think you can actually pay and go in there, and they still have all these plaques on the wall, all the old equipment that they used to use, all the analog stuff that we don't use anymore. That still is dope.
Oh, I love that. Now, we
Yeah.
all need to know what is next for Miss Storm. What else can we expect to see and hear from you in the future? Anything that you're allowed to disclose, obviously.
Yes. I will tell you, I am about to be doing a lot more content, a lot more visuals. I'm getting ready to shoot a video to the Come and Play record. I'm getting ready to go on a Southern Soul tour. I'll be the opening act for a couple of major Southern Soul artists and R&B artists that's going to be on this tour. So I'm excited about that. I haven't been on tour in about 9 years, maybe 8 or 9 years.
Wow.
So this is definitely going to be, I'm trying to get my life together, girl, trying to drink my water, trying to get my water in, get my diaphragm tight and my core tight because, honey, they about to work the mess out of me.
Hey, it's
It's
about to
hard
get
work.
real out here.
It's about to get real out here, okay? It's about to get real out here. But I'm
Yeah.
excited. So yeah, that's definitely more visuals, more content. I do have two more records that I anticipate on releasing this year before the end of the year. One is another Southern Soul record, and another one is a straight hip hop record. Like it's gonna be like when you hear it's again back to the activism state. So when you hear, you're gonna be like, oh, she back. Like yeah, so that's about it right now. The tour, new visuals, new music. Definitely stay tuned for that.
Yes, that's a lot in itself. You about to be busy. Oh my God. For everybody who do want to stay up to date with everything that you have going on in your world, how can they do that? How can they find Miss Storm, stream your music, all that good stuff?
Yes. So everything is on all DSPs, all the platforms, iTunes, Spotify, Tidal, you name it. And then on social media, it's the number one MISSSTORM, one Miss Storm on everything. Facebook, social, TikTok. I just got a TikTok, so bear with me on the TikTok. I'm still getting into the whole TikTok vibe. But IG, I'm always on IG, and I like to communicate. I like to talk and have dialect and with my fans and my followers because we family. I look at my fans and my followers, my audience. We family. You know what I'm saying? Invite me to the cookout.
I know, I mean, you make the family reunion type of music, so you gotta have your
I'll pull up.
family.
Right. I will pull up. I will pull up to the cookout.
Yeah, you guys heard it. Make sure you all follow Miss Storm on all streaming platforms. Make sure on all social platforms. Make sure you listen to her music, subscribe, and all that on the streaming platforms.
Yeah,
But
and on Pandora too. And on Pandora.
oh,
No one
Pandora.
Pandora. Yeah, if y'all still listen to iHeartRadio and Pandora, make sure y'all go and search me One Miss Storm on Pandora and iHeart because they pay better than the other ones. So
Oh, keyword, they pay better. So that means y'all need to listen to her on iHeart and Pandora. There's no if
okay, exactly. And what you said.
gotta support. That's what it's all about.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes.
and before you guys go, make sure you also follow us. We are on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. Bear with us as well because we are new to this TikTok. We're trying to get with
Okay.
we're trying to get with the young crowd out here. So make sure you follow us at _ all of the above one. That is how you stay up to date with everything that we have going on with our show. See behind the scenes clips, exclusive interviews, such as this one with Miss Storm. You guys have no excuse not to find everything under one hub. But make sure you also subscribe to our YouTube channel at All of the Above Podcast. That is where you will see the full interview today with Miss Storm and a host of other interviews that we have with celebrity guests, behind the scenes, local events in Philly, all that good stuff.
Woo,
And last but not
Philadelphia.
least, Yay! Last but not least, make sure you guys also follow us. Well, not follow, but go to www.alloftheabove-podcast.com. Visit our website, get more information about the team, more information about our mission, everything, all of our streaming platforms, all of our exclusive interviews, featured articles, all that good stuff. Just go follow, listen, subscribe, all that good stuff. You guys have no excuse not to find all the above.
Okay, no excuses.
Hey, Miss Storm, it was a pleasure chatting with you.
Likewise, Queen. Again, thank you so much for the invitation and for having me on your platform. And I wish you guys all the peace and love in the world. Thank you guys. And we definitely got to stay connected.
Absolutely. Definitely. I'm going to make sure we follow you as well.
Absolutely. Likewise.
Hey, all right, guys. I'm your girl, Angel Marie, and we will see you guys next time.
Wednesdays at 7, Angel Marie and Kevin playing the illest records, bringing us back together. Philly is all season, storming through any weather, leaving the track bleeding, way we pull it together. We applying my pressure, I am your new professor, teaching in some semester, pay attention to lessons. I like a chili pepper fresh out of Louisiana, it's all the